Another group who underwent quarantine returned to their homes. Japan donates stock of AVIGON tablets to Sri Lanka.
Good afternoon. Total number of cases of COVID-19 reported all around the world is at 786,561. Deaths 37,831. Here in Sri Lanka, total number of cases is at 122, while deaths as of yesterday is at 2. However, on a more positive note, this afternoon, recovered patients or cases in Sri Lanka stands at 16, while the world number is at 165,665. A very good afternoon. This is Lunchtime News on TV1. Without further ado, let's get on with the bulletin now. The curfew imposed on 19 districts will be lifted tomorrow. The President's office said curfew will be reimposed at 2 p.m. tomorrow for the same districts. However, the curfew imposed on the Colombo, Gampaha, Kalutara, Putlam, Kandy and Jaffna will be in effect until further notice. Travelling between districts is prohibited apart from those providing essential services. In more local news, the Medical Research Institute says around 1,600 samples of patients who are suspected to have contracted COVID-19 have been tested thus far. Director General of the Medical Research Institute, Specialist Dr. Jarwan Bandara, added out of the total samples, only a few had tested positive for COVID-19, stating that around 60 more samples are yet to be tested. The MRI is the main institute in the country, spearheading the testing of samples of those who are suspected to have contracted COVID-19. The director of the MRI added that reports obtained through the tests are then inspected by 3 consultant virologists and then relevant hospitals are promptly notified. The government has requested telecommunication service providers not to disconnect connections of users who have defaulted on their payments. Minister of Information and Communication Technology Bandulu Gunawardena says the necessary directive had been issued to all telecommunication companies during a discussion held yesterday. In more news, according to the director of Negombo District General Hospital, one ward has been entirely shut down after a patient receiving treatment for COVID-19 passed away yesterday.
Who died from the virus was reported from the Negombo District General Hospital. According to quarantine regulations, final rites of a deceased individual from COVID-19 has to be observed within 24 hours. Adhering to those regulations, the final rites of the deceased was observed last night. According to hospital officials, more than 20 staff members have been directed to be quarantined and precautionary action have been taken to be protected from the spread of COVID-19. All family members of the deceased have admitted themselves to self-quarantine. According to Negombo Chief Public Health Officer, several houses located around the house of the deceased were put under quarantine under supervision of the police.
According to the information we have received so far, the deceased had gone to Jaffna on the 8th of March to attend a wedding ceremony. Then he had got symptoms of fever, cold and has shortness of breath. It is reported that he had channeled 2 to 3 doctors for treatment. He has resorted to treatment from a doctor on the C Street in Negombo and from a doctor on Dean Street. Yesterday he had gone to buy medicine from the Navalok Hospital in Negombo. They have spent about 15 minutes there and had gone to Negombo District General Hospital. We have been informed that about 11 people are there inside that household. As of now, this house has been quarantined. It is under police protection.
206 people who had completed their quarantine process successfully after arriving in Sri Lanka left for their respective homes today.
According to the Air Force, the group had undergone quarantine at the quarantine center established in a close proximity to the Vanni Air Force camp. The group had arrived in the country on the 17th of this month.
The State Pharmaceutical Corporation states that 5,000 tablets of the medicine named AVIGON have been donated from Japan to treat coronavirus patients in Sri Lanka. Chairman of the State Pharmaceutical Corporation, Specialist Dr. Prasanna Gunasena, added that tablets will be distributed to hospitals which require the medicine in the near future.
If the National Medicines Regulatory Authority and Medical Association give us the go-ahead to distribute the tablet, we are prepared to distribute it. A virus cannot be destroyed by administering any drug, be it an AVIGON or any other drug. The best method to prevent the spread of this virus is adhering to community health guidelines and ensuring one's personal hygiene, thereby stopping the spread of the virus among people.
Meanwhile, 8 people who were in possession of illicit bottles of liquor during the curfew period have been arrested by the Paranagama police.
The raid had been carried out by a tip-off received by the Paranagama police. 61 illicit bottles of liquor had been seized by the police during the raid. Our correspondent noted that 8 suspects are residents of Paranagama, Ruhupola, Matiwalalanda and Maspanna areas and are between the age of 30 and 45. All suspects have been released on police bail. An individual who was producing illicit liquor in a house in Naramala has been arrested yesterday. Police have seized 475 litres of Goda, several equipments used to produce liquor and 15 litres of illicit liquor. The suspect is a resident of Variapala. The suspect had been operating the illegal distillery in the house which had been rented out. The suspect is currently in police custody.
Now His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi and Deputy Supreme Commander of the UAE Armed Forces, received a phone call from Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa to discuss ways to enhance fraternal relations in all domains as well as regional and international developments of mutual interest.
According to the Ministry of Foreign Relations, during the call, the two parties reviewed the latest developments surrounding the coronavirus COVID-19 and discussed ways to cooperate to avoid the further spread of the epidemic. Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed stressed the importance of coordinating global stances against COVID-19. He affirmed that UAE's keenness to support Sri Lanka with any means necessary in its effort to cope the impact of COVID-19. He expressed wishes of health and safety to the people of Sri Lanka and to all the peoples of the world. For his part, Rajapaksa expressed his thanks and appreciation to Sheikh Mohammed for the UAE's support under the current circumstances and wished safety to the UAE and its people.
On to a more somber note now, hunger is spreading faster than COVID-19. This is one such example. We met this child in Botuwatta, Kalutara. From the day curfew was imposed in the Kalutara district, many are deprived of food. Even though vehicles carrying essential goods are arriving in the area, people who do not have money are unable to buy them.
අපේ දුක සැප මේ වෙනුවෙන් හරි බැලුවාට බොහොම ස්තුතියි. දැන් අතේ තියෙන සල්ලි මුළු ඔක්කොම අපේ ඉවරයි. ඉතින් වාහන එනවා, සියලු වාහන එනවා, ආවට අපේ මුදල් නෑ ගන්න. එදාට අම්බු කරන කන්න જાති තමයි. බෑ කුලි වෙලත් කරන්න බෑ. බඩු මල් එවනවා කියලා මොහොත වෙනවා. ගාලු පාඩ විතරයි තමයි එවන්නේ තුනේ මේ දුප්පත් ගම්මානට එවන්නත් නෑ.
සල්ලිත් නෑ, දෙන්නෙත් නෑ, ණයටත් දෙන්නේ නෑ.
එක මන්ත්‍රී කෙනෙක් නෑ, වතුර ටිකක්වත් නෑ.
ඔක්කොම ගෙවල් 100කට වැඩිය මෙතන පවුල්පත් තියෙනවා. නමුත් ගොඩාක් මිනිස්සු කන්න බැරුව මිනිසුන්ගේ හදවතලින් ගොඩාක් මේ කලකිරලා ඉන්නේ.
The people of the area complained that equal attention given to eradicate the pandemic should also be given to solve their issues. Submissions are still being accepted for the art competition organized by Gammadda Nagitimu Sri Lanka. Paintings received from across the island depicts their vision of future Sri Lanka.
Gammadda Nagitimu Sri Lanka.
Anduru vala pato atarin hinahi nagitimu Sri Lanka. Desak sangka bathak atarin nagitimu Sri Lanka. Hitamu idiriyama ekawan wahana nagitimu Sri Lanka. Heta idiwana navaloka hamuwe nagitimu Sri Lanka. Nakitimu Sri Lanka, api nakitimu Sri Lanka. Kisida male nasli ni satguna piripung rata Sri Lanka. Lanka අපි නැගිටිමු ශ්‍රී ලංකා අඳුරු වලාපත අතරින් හිනහි නැගිටිමු ශ්‍රී ලංකා දේශක සංඛා බාධක අතරින් නැගිටිමු ශ්‍රී ලංකා හිතමු ඉදිරියම එකවන්ව හැම නැගිටිමු ශ්‍රී ලංකා හෙට ඉදිවන නවලෝක හමුවේ නැගිටිමු ශ්‍රී ලංකා
Gammada Nagitimu Sri Lanka.
On that note, it's a wrap of lunchtime news here on TV1. We will be seeing you once again on our 1-hour prime time bulletin at 9 tonight on TV1. Until then, stay safe at home but stay close to News First. How to do that? Follow our website www.newsfirst.lk. I'm Kumar Singh. Have yourself a great day.